So excited to see y'all. Yay. Happy Friday. I hope it is. And I hope that this jacks it up a few notches. However good or not good this Friday is, let's raise the thermostat, shall we? So, if you hadn't heard, we are scooching over to a whole new channel on May 24th. Zero's Journey is linked in the description if you want to join and keep seeing your weekly readings there. And in honor of this change, when I was getting ready to do your reading, Spirit had a little extra something they want me to do for you this week. So we're going to pull a card for each sign from the Moonology deck, in addition to your regular tarot reading. Hey, Lisa, welcome! To kind of get in tune to what needs to be catalyzed in your life right now. What do you need to be aware of? Oh, Stephanie, cricket! Yay! Y'all are so sweet. Thank you. Oh, and thank you, Stephanie. Feeling that spring feeling. You know, I've been taking a lot of walks, and where I live, it's beautiful. The wildflowers are in full bloom. Hey, Paula, welcome. So happy to see y'all. Ooh-wee. So, I feel like Spirit's gonna have a lot to say. Why don't we go ahead and jump in? For this week, as I'm tuning in, I'm feeling the same old call to do this the same old way, Aries through Pisces. Please, as always, feel free to let me know if y'all prefer to hear them in terms of cardinal, mutable, fixed. If there's a different way you'd like to do it, I'm always curious. These are your readings, so I want to do them in a way that works for you. But let's jump in. I'm going to start by pulling a Catalyst card from the Moonology deck. And we're going to start with Aries. And then we'll pull your tarot cards as usual, looking at the whole week. So, okay, Spirit, tuning in for Aries. Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. Aries Dominant folks. Spirit, what do Aries need to know right now? What is being catalyzed or wants to be catalyzed? And Spirit nudged me over to that phrase in their life this week, okay? Let's get into your tarot. Spirit, what does Aries need to know this week? That card just dropped, okay. Overall focus and energy, Spirit, for Aries. What does Aries need to know this week for their highest good? Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, for their highest good, Spirit. Okay, and when it comes to work, money, projects, budget balancing, and that's how Spirit just put it, so take that as a channeled message right off the bat, Aries, is how is your budget looking? Is it working for you? Do you have a goal that you want to set and keep? This is what I'm hearing, okay? Haven't even seen your cards yet. We're going to get into them in just a second. But finally, Spirit, what does Aries need to know in the realm of relationships, love, friendships, family, connections? What do you want to highlight for Aries this week for their highest good? Okay, let's get into it. Okay, wow. You know what Spirit was saying about what wants to be, wow, holy fuck. Okay, sorry, I promised to explain this. Hey, Maria, Sarah, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Wow. Okay, so this is cool, Aries. Let's look at your Catalyst card first. Take time to breathe out. I can't read backwards. Hey, Jackie, welcome. Take time to breathe out, Aries. Letting go. There's an element of letting go here in your reading. So let's talk about it. Things want to move on. And I want to say this, Aries, we're human. We're all human. All of us go through stuff where we stay in a comfort zone or we box ourselves in a little bit. We think like, this is about how well I can do, or this is about how far I can go, or about how good it can be. Ah! Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you. I was skidding in to get it like it's about halfway dry, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, Aries. You're not the type to hold on and box yourself in. Ah, Sarah, you meant literally. Thank you. I am so gonna have a milkshake on you. Thank you. Not on you, but like on. Okay. Aries, it isn't in your nature to hold on and box yourself in. You're an intrepid spirit. Wheel of Fortune. What do you need to complete? What do you need to release? What do you need to take time to breathe out? And this is the beautiful nuance of this message. It does take time to breathe out. It does take time to let go, to emerge, to blossom out of, now Spirit is using that really good pentacle analogy of the little pot. Ah! Thirst shirt, Maria. Am I making you thirsty? I love y'all. So Spirit is giving me that image of the pot. And it's like, we've outgrown this little pot. Like, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Spirit's not trying to rush you, but Spirit is trying to urge you and to let you know that there is something better for you in the bigger pot, okay? And it wants to happen. It wants to happen. And I feel like very specifically for a lot of you Aries, this wants to happen in the realm of how you run your life. And specifically whether you feel creative, whether you feel embodied, whether you feel excited and jazzed and Spirit is actually using the phrase like in control, but I don't mean in control. I mean, let me just pick up and show you, right? Why not let Spirit do some of the talking straight to you? Well, I was about to say let Spirit do some of the stalking, which is appropriate given one of these cards. Let's talk. So this is showing up in the realm of work, money, jobs, etc. Spirit was, just for those of you that may have tuned in a little late, Spirit was talking Aries about budget and balancing your budget specifically. That may have something to do with being able to move out of the smaller pot into a bigger one. So remember that it takes time. It does take time. So as much as Spirit might be saying, hey, you about ready? Hey, you about ready? Hey, you about ready? They want you to feel encouraged, not discouraged by that. It's like that's how much they believe in you and how excited they are for you to believe in yourself like that. Ha! See, I mean, listen. Now, looking at this combination of cards, the Devil and the King of Wands, two diametrically opposed energies, and the King of Wands is a prototypical Aries card. You can be anywhere on the gender spectrum, including non-binary. All of that is valid. To come through as a king says, take control. Take the reins. How are you managing this? Are you managing this, Aries? And that's what Spirit is saying for some of y'all. Not all of you, please don't take it personally, but if that little bell rings where it resonates, just know that that is Spirit, you know, tugging on your little bell and being like, hey, if you have been kind of getting the message like you're holding back or you're bigger than you think you are or etc., again, feel encouraged, not discouraged by that, and take time to breathe out. It's a disseminating moon, which is true. Right now we're waning down to the new moon. It would be a perfect time on that new moon for a restart, for a refresh. So maybe mark that day on your calendar. I don't have it at the top of my mind, but mark the day of the new moon on your calendar. It's coming up real soon. And think about what you'd like to kick off or start or manage. The Devil is about fear. The Devil is about attachment out of fear. So that can come through a lot of ways, right? We can be attached to a certain job because it's like, well, what else is out there? I don't know how good it could be or not. Thank you so much. Hillary says that new moon is on the 11th. Appreciate you. So mark your calendar, Aries. What do you want to start? What do you want to have, 3 concrete steps taken care of by the next full moon? You know what I'm saying? You got some time. Think about it. Push the wheel and Spirit pushes the wheel with you. That's funny. I was just talking to some folks this morning about that in our little Discord community, open to the public on May 24th. Yay. So we were talking about the idea of like, you got to push the wheel. We can manifest, we can law of attraction all day long, but we've got to like take a step forward. We've got to show that we're actually down for the journey. It's not just wishful thinking. A lot of us do wishful thinking. No shame, no judgment. Me too. And what do we really wish for? And if we really wish for it, then we'll take steps. You feel what I'm saying? And if we don't really wish for it, then we won't. So sometimes we wish for something and it's like, oh, never mind, I don't want that. And that's okay too. Take time to breathe out. Letting go of old identities can be a little hard. Take your time. You're worthy of changing. You're worthy of growing. You're worthy of adjusting when you get new information or new urges, okay? Okay. Again, I don't feel like I have to hammer that home too hard with an Aries because y'all do tend to be pioneering. You do tend to be intrepid. You do tend to be interested in like, how can I take the lead? And I do want to make change. I do want to start things. And I think maybe you just need to trust yourself enough to start things. Stephanie! Oh my God. Thank you. The feeling is mutual, Stephanie. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. Now, Aries. Now Aries here. When we come over to the realm of love, feelings, emotions, connections, friends, family. I can't help but note, again, with the Magician, that it's like, take the lead, you're the star of the show. And very specifically, Aries, for some of you, Spirit is saying, remember that you're the main character of your movie, of your show, of your book, however you like to conceive of the narrative, the story that is your life. You're the protagonist. You're the main character. Again, Spirit is bringing me back to that, like when we push the wheel pushes with us. We don't like to watch movies or read books about people who sit back and let life happen. Those tend to be like those Russian philosophical books about like consciousness and lack thereof. And it's like, that can be a little dense. That can be a little, frankly, boring. And I'm a philosophy nerd. But shit can be boring. We want to see people who are out here getting what they want, going for it, even failing. Failing is part of fucking success, right? So Spirit is asking you to get excited because you have a great idea. And they really want you to believe in yourself enough to carry it out. And here's the part, Aries, to not be afraid to stand out. And Spirit is saying, like, yes, we can think of, don't be afraid to stand out in the really positive way. Like, you're so amazing. Don't be afraid to stand out. True. And don't be afraid to be the person who trips over the crack in the sidewalk and you know, people see you. And it's a little embarrassing for half a second. But creatively, like, or project oriented, like, whoop, I put out that blog post or that social media post or whatever, and it was crickets, or it was negative, or it was whatever. Instead of thinking, oh, I suck, I'm not supposed to be doing this must not be meant for me, think like, okay, so this is this next step on the journey. Every movie, what, you know, first act, second act, third act. Second act is fucking Dark Night of the Soul. Second act is this is hard. Second act is I'm afraid to go. I'm afraid, like, things are hard. I'm facing up to villains. I'm facing up to things that are scary, and I don't know if I can do it. This week, you are meant to learn that when you take time to breathe out, and then you take the lead, and you remember that you're worthy of growth, of change, of success that comes with failure, you're going to fucking go places. Okay? Okay. New moon approaches. This is the right time to breathe and let go. Releasing habits. What Spirit is saying very specifically now is releasing self-talk, which directly relates to habits. So if I tell myself, like, see, I'm just not good at fill in the blank, social media, time management, writing, whatever your thing is, or the thing that you want to have as your thing, don't stop yourself. Encourage yourself. You're growing. It's a beautiful thing. Take time to breathe out. Release. Talk to yourself nicely with compassion. Understand where you're coming from. And then you can change where you're coming from. Okay? Good words from Spirit. And look what just flew out of the deck when I said that. Spirit be loud. Okay, Aries. I hope that that's helpful. And now, I'm going to shake up these Moonology cards. For those of you that have just joined, I'm going to be pulling a special extra card for each sign this week. What we're going to call a catalyst card from the Moonology deck. Hillary, thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I know you're out here pushing that wheel. Let's push. Let's sweat a little bit. Let's appreciate the sweat. And speaking of appreciating the sweat, let's talk to Taurus. Taurus can appreciate some hard work, some dug-in heels. That was okay. All right, card just like flipped out of the deck. We're gonna hold on to it. Taurus, Spirit. Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, and Dominant folks. What is their sign this week? What is their catalyst? What do they need to know for their highest good? What do you want them to be aware of or to begin? Wow. Okay, beautiful card. Let's pull your tarot cards and then we'll talk about it. Taurus. Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. What do they need to know this week? Spirit, for their highest good. Overall focus and energy for Taurus. Taurus. Spirit, what does Taurus need to know, please, in the realm of money, work, pentacles, health? Okay. Okay. And finally, Spirit, in the realm of love, relationships, connections, friends, family. What do you want to make Taurus aware of? Okay, that was fast. Let's look. Beautiful. Wow. How many of y'all have Aries placements, first of all? Wow. Okay. You are in your power, Taurus, and the thing that Spirit is bringing forward really fast and really loud is you are in your power, and therefore, be generous. Let's talk about it. Your catalyst card for this week from the Moonology deck. Bring love into the situation. Always good advice. The new moon in Aquarius, let's just talk about that for a second. This upcoming new moon isn't in Aquarius, but these cards apply no matter what the moon timing is. The new moon in Aquarius represents big love, wide love, community love, all-encompassing love. Not just like, oh, these are my friends, or oh, this is my lover. This is about allies, organizations, big community love. Are you starting a community? Are you part of a community? Do you long for either one of these things? Community love is being called upon, and you are simply being called upon to bring love into every situation. So if you're asking yourself how to handle something this week, how can I bring love into the situation? Yes, that even goes for like argument with a colleague or uncomfortable email I need to respond to. How can I bring love into the situation? I can't, Spirit is funny. Spirit's like, I can already hear some Taurus people listening to this going like, well, I'm not bringing love into fucking work, or I'm not bringing love to that annoying motherfucker that lives next door, or whatever. And listen, do what you want. It's your free will. That's part of the beauty of being a human and being alive, is you get to choose. But I'm feeling that if you are the first to surprise somebody with grace, that grace is coming back to you. And not just in an ephemeral, you know, when you put good into the world, it comes back to you, although that's there. But Spirit is talking more about, I mean, you're a Taurus, right? You want material, material signs that you are appreciated, right? Money appreciates, and so do you. Let's just talk. Overall focus and energy for you, Taurus. This is not the Taurus card, although the Taurus card is here. We'll talk about it. But the High Priestess does remind me of Taurus because it's that fixed energy. It's that like, I'm here, I'm chilling, I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collected, I'm assembling data. And once I know what I want to do, then I'll move. And this is funny, but this is what Spirit is saying, is Taurus, the bull, right? Bulls and steer and buffaloes, right? And all these kind of earth animals. It takes a lot of energy. They're big, right? So it takes energy to surge forward. So there's a good reason that they take their time, because when they do move, they make big moves, heavy moves, gravitas. So Taurus, I feel like you are getting ready to make a big, heavy move. And it's like, it feels like it's like almost time. For some of you, it may be this week, and this is kind of what Spirit is saying, right? It's like, for some of you, it may be that the verge is this week, but I'm feeling for some of you, it's like in the coming weeks. It doesn't feel far away. It feels like you want to kick something off, and you want to be appreciated. So give generously where you can of your time, or of your effort, or of your money, or your energy. Bring love into the situation, and don't be surprised when love responds. And like I said, Spirit's talking about it in a very material way. And I don't mean that you only do tit for tat. I mean that you will get like confirmation that isn't just like, oh, somebody said something nice to me at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Okay, just wait for it. Just wait for it. It's like somebody buys you a coffee, or somebody takes you out to lunch, or sends food over to your house when you're not feeling well, that kind of thing. And it's just like, oh, what? Where did this come from? This is so sweet. And it's confirmation that when you bring love into the situation, love answers love. That's what Spirit just said. So like, love comes to love. All right. I know, Taurus, believe me, I want to give you the most practical, sensible, logical words, but Spirit has a little bit of the ephemeral and of the weaving. That's interesting. We'll talk about it. Looking at money, budgets, jobs, creative prospects. Spirit is saying, again, this is giving me that sense, Four of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, that you're on the verge of a push. Because Four of Swords is rest, take your time, assemble your energy, very similar to the High Priestess of like, sit back, relax, collect yourself. What is your intuition saying? What are your thoughts saying? Then move. Once you've got all of that in order, that's when you do your best work, Taurus. And boy, like Spirit said with the buffalo or the bull, when you move, ooh, things move. So I want to say get excited for that, but I also want to say get calm for that. So can you find that balance of like, like gentle anticipation, and just open up to the idea that something really cool is brewing even inside of you that may take you by surprise. The Four of Swords is that card that says we can sit down at the computer and try to like grind out a piece of work, an essay, a video, a post, an email, whatever. And oftentimes we're sitting there and we're squinting and we're, where's the idea? And then when we just like kind of give up on it for a minute, like, oh, fuck this, I've been trying to do this for hours. I'm just going to go take a walk, or I'm going to take a shower, or I'm going to take a nap. And then when you've completely let it go, up to the top of your unconscious bubbles this solution or this idea. Hey, me too. Me too. I feel very excited about this energy. Very, very excited about this energy. And speaking of excitement, Taurus, let's look at love, connections, family, friends, lovers, whatever spirit wants to talk about. Taurus, you like it when things are serious. Oh, I was going to say I love a good pun. I love a bad pun too. Thank you, Maggie. Much obliged. Okay, so passion. Passion in the realm of love, connection, partners, etc. Knight of Wands is excitement and pursuit. But this is what Spirit is saying, is the Hierophant is your card. The Hierophant is the Taurus card. It is order and discipline and tradition and things being serious. Like, I would be surprised unless I knew that somebody had a lot of fire in their chart. Maybe Sun in Taurus, but it was like Mars, Venus, Mercury in Aries, you know, like Moon in Sagittarius or something. Then I could picture this person being into like hookups or casual things. But by and large, most Tauruses are like, like, I want to know what's happening. I don't want no in between. I don't want no half steps. I want something serious. And I feel like there's a lot of potential for something serious, that somebody that you feel passionate, excited about, there could be long-term potential. But here's what Spirit is saying is High Priestess. Watch their behavior. Watch their behavior. A Knight of Wands can be extremely warm and charismatic and passionate and confident and all these wonderful things. And they may go ahead and follow through on that, but they may not. It depends on the night. You know what I mean? Like, some of us have youthful energy, but we have grown-up ideals, and that's the kind of person that you want. Hey, Lori, thank you for being here. Good to see you. And for some of y'all, I feel like this is... okay. Spirit is saying, be clear. Watch their actions, but be very clear at all times about who you are and what you want. Because if you give this person, yup, exactly, Maria, exactly. Like, if you give this Knight of Wands-ish person the impression that, like, casual's okay, or like, no, I'm fun, I don't need to know yet, or whatever, but really on the inside, you're like, I need to know where this is going, or like, I need to know what's happening. Don't fake it. Like, okay? Please. I don't think I need to say that to most Taurus people, but please, like, just be like, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for. Lisa, thank you. I appreciate you, and I love that little corgi dude. Oh. God, y'all should see me. Just the way, I guess, women, the way we feel when we get catcalled, this is how I make dogs feel. Is like, just like uncomfortably staring after them, hooting at them, hollering at them. Like, I'm so sorry for dog calling. If there were more cats on the street, I would catcall too. Okay. Tangent aside. But speaking of tangents, let's talk to tangential Gemini. Let's shuffle up and talk to Aries, Mercurial Gemini, Genius Gemini. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay, so looks like you need to tap into your special type of genius, your special type of special interests. Oh, God. Okay, Sarah, thank you for being here. Good luck. Take care. Hey, Maria, I love that. Oh, Teresa, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maria, that is big. Like, you need to put that on a t-shirt. That is like, That is gold. And that's like especially Taurus gold. Yes, exactly. Best of luck to your goblin. Little goblin prince, little goblin king in training. And again, speaking of goblins and goblin kings in training, and I say that with love, Gemini. Let's talk. My brother is a Gemini. I have some dearly beloved Geminis in my life. All right. Someday I'll tell you all about my hippie mother who planned the dates that me and my siblings were born so that three of us could be a Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. It worked. I mean, we get along like gangbusters. Sorry, tangents. Gemini, let's go. Gemini. We're going to pull a catalyst card for you, Gemini, from the Moonology deck. We're doing that for every sign this week because Spirit called me over to that. So, Spirit for Gemini. Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Dominant folks. What do they want to be aware of? What do they want to be aware of or know to catalyze something beautiful this week? Something fulfilling, something joyful. What do they need to know for their highest good? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this, Gemini. We're gonna talk about it in just a second. I like this. I know! I feel like it comes on because you're like, you know, channeling, right? So it's like to channel, to talk to each sign, there's a matter of like channeling with spirit, and then there's also the channeling of like, oh, this is how you talk to this archetype. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it kind of like a little slight 8% possession by each astrological sign as we do the readings. It's fun. Yes! Oh my God, now that song is gonna be in my head, Maggie, which I'm not mad. Okay, Gemini. Got a good catalyst card. Now, let's look at the energy for the week. Overall focus and energy for Gemini spirit. Where do you want them to put their focus and energy for their highest good? Always for their greatest joy, fulfillment, truth, love. Ooh, okay, jumping cards. Okay. And when we look at money, budget, work, projects, Spirit has something exciting for you in this realm. I haven't even, okay, that card just jumped right onto the table. Okay, let's keep going. I'm just feeling it from them that it's like, this is an important week. I'm actually hearing the phrase linchpin. So this may be a pretty pivotal time for you, especially regarding money, objects, things you want to do and create. Spirit's even grabbing a bonus card. You felt it, okay. Okay. Okay, Gemini, finally, Spirit in the realm of love, connections, friends, family. What does Gemini need to know this week for their highest good? What do you want them to be aware of for their highest good? Okay. Wow. Listen, Gemini. I want to tell you, before we even pick up and look at the rest of your cards, you might have a moment or more this week where you're like, I'm feeling a little bit of like frustration, a little bit of like throwing my hands in the air, a little bit of like, really, again, this is what we're doing? And your catalyst card for this week, a personal issue reaches resolution. Now let me pick up and show you why my Spirit doesn't fuck around. Like, Spirit is just always right? Like, I'm an imperfect antenna, so I might miss things or garble part of the message, but Spirit don't lie, and Spirit is always right. So, looking at overall focus and energy, Gemini, I want to say that y'all have gotten the Five of Swords a few times in the last, like, couple months, with enough consistency that it's like, okay, this is something. Are you faking it? That's what Spirit just said. And no fucking judgment. Truly no judgment. Again, we're all human. Like, most of us have gone through a phase where we have like, okay, I just thought about what, faking it means in the general lexicon. That too. But I'm talking about, do you have like frenemies? Do you have, Spirit just said that family can be frenemies too. Like people that you have to be nice to, but really you're like, I want to fucking kill this person. Hi, how are you doing? Like, if you're doing that, I say don't do it. I think it's a waste of energy. However, I do get the sense that, especially with your Catalyst card, but also looking at the rest of your cards, which we'll pick up and look at. Five of Swords, Page of Cups. A personal issue does reach resolution. It feels like somebody sets you free from a little bit of a negative situation, this Five of Swords-ish petty shit. It's almost like maybe this person makes that other situation look so fucking like tiresome and silly and insecure and jealous and petty that it's like, why was I dealing with this? Why? Like, Geminis love to have fun. So Page of Cups also loves to have fun. And Page of Cups is someone who's like, hey, like, how are you doing over there? Like, I see you, you know, like, you're doing great. Like, you want to go hang out? You need a moment? Should we have a talk? Like, somebody wants to help you out and somebody wants to give you relief. That's what I'm hearing. And Five of Swords means that somebody else entirely, totally separate from this Page of Cups person, is... I feel like somebody is out for their own and okay, let me pick up and show you your second set of cards, and this is going to start to make more sense. When I said that Spirit had a bonus card, that something special, something important is happening, looking at money, jobs, etc., I feel like this is related in part to that Five of Swords energy. Here's that exhaustion, here's that like, oh my God, like, are we really gonna do this again? I really don't know if I can take this for much longer. Like, this is, I'm stronger than I think I am, okay? And this is fucking resolution to a personal issue. And of course, there's this guy. Very much related to this energy. So if you are tying yourself to somebody else's approval, if you're tying yourself to somebody that, like Spirit said, is just like a frenemy, including family members, okay? And they're having me say that, so for some of y'all, that's going to be the case, where it's like, yeah, this is my, you know, my sibling or my mother or something, and that's awful. It's awful to have somebody that you really want to be close to, and they are either incapable or unwilling. But I would encourage you to allow resolution to take place by finding the love that you want where it comes. And if you're digging and digging, and this is what Spirit is showing me, is somebody like trying to dig a well, and it's like the well is dry. That well is dry. So, Gemini, I want you to trust your own intuition. That's the most important thing when you're getting a reading from anybody, is does this resonate and where does this resonate? So who, I would ask you, is somebody in your life that makes you feel like their affection or their attention kind of has strings attached? And like, if you fuck it up, I'm gonna make your life miserable. You know what I mean? It feels a little bit like that. It feels a little codependent. It feels a little bit like a little clampy, a little claws in. And Geminis like to be free and to have fun. So be in alignment with yourself. That's what I would say, is stay in alignment with yourself. And I hate to fall on the cliche of like, don't sink to their level. Sink to it if you want to. I just don't see any satisfaction there. Like, not even the like little short kind. Like, ooh, Hillary, I hope it's helpful. I hope they're good truth bombs. Like, if there is somebody like that, I feel like let go. A personal issue reaches resolution. Like, let them say what they want. Let them feel like they won. Let them, this is what Spirit is saying, let them feel like they had the last word. Okay, take it. Like, if you're out of the fucking way, I'm good. So, like, have your fucking last word. Okay. Disengage. And listen. I know for a Gemini to let somebody else have the last word is like anathema. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Hell no, I'm not letting him have the last word. Let's look at your last set of cards. Relationships, connections, family, friends, love. This is fucking gorgeous. And this is, they're coming to you, Gemini, the way that bees move toward flowers. Like, you give off a beautiful energy, and you emanate best when you're feeling yourself. Six of Swords is showing off your talents, being seen. Empress loves to be seen, loves to be appreciated, and she feels perfectly natural when that happens. She doesn't tense up. She doesn't deflect. She's like, thank you so much. I worked really hard on it, so I really appreciate you saying that. Or, thank you, I really enjoyed making it. I'm so glad that you loved it. It's that easy, beautiful, flowing, bright energy, and that's what Spirit wants for you. Stay in alignment with yourself. Spirit just said, stay bright. Stay bright. don't dim yourself to make somebody more comfortable, and don't dim yourself to, Spirit just said, like, to get back at somebody either. So you might be the one that is like, fine, I'm gonna withdraw. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm gonna show this person that I'm mad or that they need to change their behavior or something. I'm gonna withdraw. No blame, no judgment, no shame, none of that shit. It's just that it's not gonna get you what you want. Most times, but especially this week, it's not gonna get you what you want. Share love with people who share it back with you. Anybody who makes it hard or makes your love contingent upon something, you must act this way or you must do it, whatever. Speak this way, not hang out with this person, not do this, do that in order to be my friend or be approved by me. Fuck that. Then we're not friends. You know what I mean? Friends just means like mutual respect, mutual admiration, mutual interest. And if it's not mutual, then fuck it. Okay? Okay. Your relationship cards say something. You are being noticed. You are smelling good. You are looking good. Like a flower blooming in fucking springtime. So let what comes naturally come. And don't try to hold on to anything by unnatural, i.e. like hidden or manipulative or like intellectualized means. When we start trying to pull people on strings, we end up doing a little dancing of our own. You know what I'm saying? So let's not do that. Okay, good deal. I hope that that's helpful, Gemini. Now we're gonna shake these up. Whoop. Okay, Spirit's ready to talk to Cancer. So let's do that. Let's get into it. So Cancer, this week we're pulling an extra card. Spirit was moving me toward the Moonology deck. This beautiful deck here. And we're calling this a catalyst card. So Spirit, what is the catalyst for Cancer this week? What do you want them to be aware of for their highest good? The greatest joy, fulfillment, truth, energy, alignment for Cancer. What do they need to know this week? Wow. Wow. What a beautiful card. Okay. Okay, Cancer. Now, let's look at the overall focus and energy for Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, and Dominant folks. What do they need to know, Spirit, for their highest good? What do you want to show Cancer this week? What do you want them to be aware of and to focus on for their highest good? Okay. And when it comes to money, work, jobs, opportunities, projects, that, okay, jumping fucking cards, okay. Projects, money, budget, Spirit, what do you want Cancers to know? Okay. And finally, Spirit, when it comes to friends, family, love, yes, agreed, Maggie. When it comes to love, connections, emotions, Spirit, what do you want Cancer to be aware of for their highest good? Ooh. Wow. Okay. Wow. Woo! Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful reading. This, wow, geez. Okay. Well, you asked for it, Maggie. You ready? Let's start here. Here's your catalyst card for this week. This is the Blue Moon card. Believe in the impossible. Now, Spirit is like literally playing the Dream, the Impossible Dream song from Don Quixote. To fight the unfightable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, for those of you that who know the song. To dream the impossible dream is a song about being so fucking authentic and aligned that you don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about the way that you're doing it, why you're doing it, none of it. This is my mission. This is what I'm here for. That's why I'm doing it. And if somebody did look over and say, you look a little weird doing that, okay, do you have a point? Is there follow up or no? That's okay, cool. Good. Onward. Like, you are not going to look average because you don't want average. So if you don't want to be average and you're not going to look like average, then you got to be okay with people looking at you a little askance, with people looking at you a little funny, with people looking at you, period, is what Spirit just said. Oh, Lord, Cancer, let's get into it. Okay, good week for epiphanies. Overall focus and energy this week, the Emperor and the Hanged One. Control and letting go of control. What an interesting blend. So, Emperor energy, quote unquote, classically masculine. It's solar energy, it's doer, it's yang. It's I'm gonna go out and get or go out and build what I want for myself. What's your empire? What would you consider your empire to be, Cancer? Some of you may have businesses or maybe do side hustles. Some of y'all may be like, I'm a homemaker and a parent and my home is my empire. Well, build it beautifully. It looks like you do this week. And be prepared to find out that as much as you do know, and the Emperor says you know a lot and you got a lot of power, the Hanged One says there's always more to learn. And I could always be looking at things from a slightly different angle. And ironically, letting go of control could put me in a more powerful place. And that's how Spirit is putting it. The Hanged One hangs by their foot, not by their neck. So they are alive and well. They've just had their world turned upside down. They just have to look at things from a completely different angle than they used to. And therefore, they have epiphanies. They notice things they never noticed before. This is interesting, but Spirit is giving me a very specific reference. Some of you may be familiar with this book. It's called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And what I remember specifically from this book that Spirit is showing me is one of the exercises is to like take a still life or a photograph, something that you want to draw, right? Turn it upside down and then draw it, because you don't take things for granted. You notice every little swoop, you notice every little indentation. So Spirit is like, if there's a place in your life where you would like to gain more power and yet give up some control, look at things from a different angle. Be willing to think, oh, there's a different way of doing this. We can be, we can get attached to being like, I'm right, this is the way that I'm doing it, etc. The Hanged One encourages us to remember things can change at any time. And so it benefits us to stay loose. It benefits us to stay a student, to stay aware that there's going to be new information, new stuff we can integrate all the time. Wow, Maggie, I never considered like the literal analogy between the Hanged One and dyslexia. That makes absolute sense. Hey, listen, those of us who like have the ability to look at the world upside down, well, actually, let me just scooch right over here because it directly follows what I was right about to say. Those of us who are able to look at the world from upside down have a skill and a talent that most people in the world don't have. So Cancer, show the fuck off. Show off. This is looking at money, budget, projects, work, career. Literally, these are the two victory cards in the deck. I consider the Six of Wands to be like the little victory and the Chariot to be like the big victory. Like, this is my big dream. This is what I want. This is what Spirit is talking about now, the Chariot and taking the reins and discipline. The Emperor is like, this is what I want. This is where I'm going. I'm disciplined. I'm moving in this direction. But it's a fun discipline. It's a joyful discipline. This is what I want, and that's why the friction or the flat tires, the hitchhikers I meet along the long road to get what I want, all of it is useful. All of it can be made into something. Spirit is now talking about how this is true in magic / energy work, but this is also something that emperors know. All energy can be productive energy, including feeling sad, including feeling dejected, pissed off, disenchanted. And that's what Spirit is saying. So if any of you are listening to this and it's like, I'm feeling like pissed off or dejected or disenchanted, Spirit's like, that's energy. That can be moved, that can be shifted, that can be changed, the Hanged One. If I look at it from a different angle, and this is what Spirit is saying, the difference between somebody who's just trying to be nice and just trying to color inside the lines. Ooh, Maggie with the song references today. Spirit is showing me somebody like trying to color inside the lines, right? and be good. Like, be a good girl or be a good boy. Be a good person. Good people don't get mad. Good people don't make waves. Good people don't... What are some of the programmings from your fucking childhood that are holding you back on things you want to move forward on? Spirit wants you to be seen. Spirit wants you to be loud. And Spirit is like, you don't have to color inside the lines to be an emperor. The emperor does things the way that they want to do things because it's their empire. What do I want to make? And now, Cancer, Spirit is loud today. Now Spirit is showing me somebody cooking a homemade meal and talking about the difference between eating something that someone has prepared with like love. Hey, Big Jim, I would love to get a playlist going, Maria. That is my shit. Spirit is talking about eating a meal that is cooked with love and attention versus a meal that is like you grab a sandwich off the shelf at a convenience store because it's like it's fast and it's cheap. And yeah, it's going to taste fast and cheap. Like, whereas like the home cooked meal, maybe it's not perfect, but it's made with love and it's made with like real food and it's going to be like nourishing. You feel me? Do the thing that might take longer, but that feels nourishing and that feels like you, that you put your love into, your skill, your attitude, your you-ness is what Spirit just said. Your you-ness. What does your you-ness go into? Now, a reminder that your catalyst card was believe in the impossible. And then look over here at the realm of relationships and connections. Seven of Cups. Talk about the dream, the impossible dream card. This is literally the card of I have so many dreams. I have so many goals. And then Three of Wands says the horizon, chase it. Chase that horizon. What do you want? Broaden, expand, dare to dream the impossible dream. Dare to believe the impossible. Because I know that it sounds a little cliched, but it's like the impossible is only impossible until somebody does it. A 4-minute mile wasn't possible until the first guy did it. And then guess what? I don't know if y'all know this, but after the first guy did it, lots of people did it. It's kind of like somebody has to be the first. And then once we see it, we can believe it. But to get to the see it to believe it thing, somebody had to believe it before they could see it. Somebody had to believe it before they could do it. And then they could do it. And now we can all do it. You feel me? So, be that person, Cancer. If it helps you get, get into that emperor frame of mind to know that you'll be helping other people, Spirit is willing for you to do it for that. Like, okay, fine, do it for other people and you'll get all the benefits, like, and through the back door. Or you can do it for you because you know that you're worthy and you deserve and you have something great to offer. So, just saying. Much love. I hope that is helpful, Cancer. Yeah, Dream the Impossible Dream is your song this week, and Don Quixote is like your movie. So, if you've never seen it, might be, and you're bored and you have an evening off, watch a good movie, watch a classic. Peter O'Toole. Amazing. You're welcome, Maggie. I hope it's helpful. Ooh, and now, wow. Okay. Now from the moon-ruled waters of Cancer, we move on to the sun-ruled skies of Leo. Me too. Moving every single damn time. Every time. So Leo, we are going to start with a card from the Moonology deck. This is going to be your catalyst card for this week. So sort of a uniting message. Something that Spirit wants you to be aware of, to kick off, to lean into and embrace. So Spirit, what do you want to catalyze for Leo this week? What do you want them to be aware of for their highest good? Leo, Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising, people spirit. Wow, that was... Wow, this is fun. How many of y'all have Cancer placements? How many Leos here have Cancer placements? Just, let me know and keep it in mind based on everything we just said to Cancer and then what I'm about to tell you from your catalyst card. That's great. Okay, let's pull a few tarot cards and then we'll get into your reading. Leo, Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising, Leo dominant folks, spirit. What do you want Leo to be aware of this week for their highest good? For their highest good. What do you want them to be aware of for their greatest happiness, fulfillment, love, liberation, spirit. Leo, overall focus and energy for Leo this week for their highest good. Okay. Whoop. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Sorry. You'll understand everything in just a second. Leo, when it comes to money, work, opportunity, jobs, projects, what do you want Leo to be aware of, spirit? Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising. Okay. And finally, when it comes to love, connections, emotions, spirit just threw that out. Okay, let's go. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's talk. This looks like a beautiful week, Leo. And I want to actually talk about your overall focus and energy before we talk about your catalyst card, because holy damn. Before we started the reading, I did say, okay, let's move from moon-ruled Cancer over to sun-ruled Leo. And here's your card, the sun, shining brightly, right beside the Fool, going forward bravely. Not needing to know every step, not needing to know everything that's going to be happening, just the willingness to go in with an open heart, open mind, open eyes, open arms, and find out. Fuck around and find out. When you do that, the sun shines. Things become clear. You feel more like yourself. Spirit is like, when you do this, things get easier. And I feel like that's important to say, because it feels like certain things, maybe especially around work or job or a project that you're trying to complete, have felt a little hard or have felt a little stilted. Yes, here comes the sun. Very that energy. So, keeping that in mind, that when I just allow myself to fuck around and find out in a divine way, in a staying open, staying available, not closing off, not assuming you know everything, which is important for a Leo. We can get a little bit on our high horse and a little bit like, no, it's like this. Be open to finding out that there's a lot. Okay, let's talk. Let's pull up your catalyst card. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Please note, the full moon is exalted in Taurus because the moon is emotional, intuitive, fluid, and Taurus is strong, steady, a safe container for the moon. So you will feel safe and able to flourish when you have a practical plan. Now, here's what I mean. Talk about the Fool and then talk about a practical plan. Fucking around and finding out is part of a practical plan. This is how we learn. Like, yes, I can have a plan, and I can also have room to explore, room to learn, room to move. Looking at projects, money, jobs, budget. 8 of Swords says you might be holding yourself back. 9 of Wands says you're feeling a little stressed out, a little tired, and it's like, what an interesting blend of energies that makes complete fucking sense to me. Because it's kind of like what Spirit is showing me is like an animal on a chain. Where like, I want to go, but like, and it's like I've chained myself. Like, I want to go, but not that far. You know what I mean? Or like, I want to go, but I don't know if I'm that capable. Like, and like kind of a stop-start inertia energy. Your dreams need a practical plan. So if you've been at this for a very long time and you feel tired and you feel like, is there any end to this? Like, when is the completion coming? Spirit's like, let's start naming these swords. Let's start naming what it is we're afraid of or what we're worried about or etc. And then let's make a plan. What happens if that happens? If X happens, I will do Y. You know, like, I want to start this thing. If this thing doesn't work out, I'll do this. Or if it doesn't work out by this time, I'll make this change, or etc. You're just giving yourself the room to learn, okay? Time for a new plan. Time for a broader plan. Something that Spirit is saying makes room for magic. That's the Fool part. Is like, yes, I can make a practical plan, and then synchronicities and messengers and things are going to pop up because I'm pushing the wheel. Spirit's behind me pushing with me, even though I may not even know it. I may feel like I'm in the exact same place, but meanwhile, when I open up my eyes, I'm going to find myself somewhere completely different and somewhere completely new, and it's going to be because I trusted myself, because I gave myself the room to make a plan and then also to fuck around and find out within that plan, okay? The plan is your safety. The plan is your net. You can still walk the high wire. The plan is just there so that if you fall off the high wire, okay, I'm good. I have my safety net here. You feel me? Your ideas have great merit. Between the Sun card saying you're in your power and it's a good time for you to stand out and be seen fucking around and finding out, being seen as the fool. Now Spirit is bringing me one of my favorite quotes ever from one of my favorite philosophers, Epictetus, who said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Sounds a little rough, right? The Stoics sound a little rough sometimes. But the truth is, they're saying, fuck around and find out. That's the way to learn. Don't be afraid if somebody else is like, I do not understand. Okay. Okay. Continue not understanding. I'll be doing my thing. The fool. I don't carry your baggage. I don't even carry mine. Because I'm letting go of that shit at all times. Now, looking at the realm of relationships. Two people. Two very different energies. And I'm actually feeling, Leo, that you might have a couple of suitors. Wherever you fall on the gender spectrum. Suitors meaning people who are interested in you. King of Swords is somebody who's very much of the mind. There might be a lot of intellectual stimulation there. You might think of this person as very like smart and forthright and upright, and like they could even be something like a writer, a lawyer. Spirit actually just also said like a comedian, because it's somebody who's like great and sharp with their words. And then here's this Knight of Cups, who is like sweet and attentive and sensitive. And yet again, Spirit is saying, like, what do you want? What makes you feel special and precious and safe, Leo? Don't hold back at all. That's what I'm hearing. Is like, and I don't think I normally need to tell Leo, don't hold back at all, but especially this week, don't hold back at all. Tell the truth, including, I'm scared of this. Like, tell the truth. Share with people who you are. That's when you're at your best. You're a heart-centered sign. So when you speak from the heart, when you move from the heart, when you act from the heart, people feel you. That's just what happens. It's perfectly natural. Like the sun. Okay? Okay. I hope that is helpful, Leo. It's not just that your dreams need a practical plan. Spirit is saying your dreams are worthy of a practical plan. So get yourself a safety net so that you can do your beautiful high wire act just as you want to, feeling safe, knowing that you're going to be okay no matter what happens, okay? A plan isn't about, now everything has to go according to the plan or else. No, the plan is there to take care of you in case, okay? Okay. So now, wow, Knight of Cups just jumped out again, Leo, so just FYI, open heart. Gonna be receiving some love. Be open to it. And don't analyze it too hard, okay? So speaking of analysis, let's move over and talk to Virgo. Earthy, mutable, adaptable Virgo. What do y'all need to know this week, Spirit? So, we're gonna start with a catalyst card for you, Virgo, pulled from the Moonology deck. Taking a look at what Spirit wants you to be aware of this week, what they would like you to catalyze, what they would like you to change or start or stop for your highest good, for your greatest joy and fulfillment, love, liberation, Spirit. What guidance do you want to offer, Virgo? Ooh, okay, all right. Bear with me, let's pull your tarot cards and then we'll get into your whole reading. Virgo. Wow, geez. Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising. Virgo dominant folks, Spirit, what do they need to know for their highest good? For their highest good. Virgo. Overall focus and energy this week for Virgo. What do you want them to focus on for their highest good? Thank you, Spirit. And when it comes to money, work, jobs, projects, what do you want Virgo to be aware of for their highest good? Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising. Okay. Okay. And finally, when it comes to love, connections, family, friends, spirit, what do you want to tell Virgo for their highest good? Okay. Wow. Woo! Wow. Okay, let's talk, Virgo. So here's your catalyst card for this week. The energy is gaining momentum. Specifically, this is related to the waxing moon, and Spirit hasn't been saying this for every card, but we're coming up on the new moon. So once the new moon wraps up and she starts to fill up with light again, that is considered to be the waxing moon. She's filling up. This energy, it's something is building. And I feel like at the same time that something is building, something is being released. That's the impression that they're giving me. So let's talk. Overall focus and energy for this week. Very beautiful energy. You have a really important choice to make. That's just, Spirit just came through like loud and clear. You have a very important choice to make, and it has to do with being aligned with yourself. Two of Wands indicates you've planted one wand behind you, right? Okay, like I've learned this job, or I've lived in this place, or I've achieved this goal. But something else is calling me. Something is calling me to broaden, to expand, to try, to wade in, is what Spirit was just saying. So it's like wade into new waters. The Lovers says there's something here for you. And it's, this is what Spirit just said, okay? Spirit just said, and it's kind of none of your business, like where you end up. It's more like answer the call. If you answer the call, if you push the wheel, if you walk in the direction of what is summoning you, you will understand at some point soon why it was summoning you. But don't be trying to do the, you know, understandable earth sign thing of like, yeah, but it has to make sense, which I get. Like, believe me, let me not be on here selling you like things don't need to make sense. But frankly, things don't need to make sense all the time. The Lovers is my soul is fucking aligned with this. It's summoning me here. Ignore that at your own peril, is what Spirit just said. Ignore it at your own peril. That's not to scare you. That's to say there's something great for you here, and it'd be a shame if you missed it because you just didn't want to shake things up, didn't want to make waves, didn't want to bother anybody. Bother people. If it means being aligned with yourself, and it means pursuing what feels like this is what I need to do, this is where my soul is calling me, don't worry if other people don't get it. It's like Spirit said, the same way it's kind of none of your business to be like, well, yeah, but when am I going to end up there? Like, the important thing is that you go. Because nothing happens until you go. Nothing happens until we step outside of our house, right? Then all of a sudden, this whole world, this wide list of possibilities becomes available. But when we're sitting in our room, that shit is not available. Granted, it's COVID. We're using an analogy. You can step out of your house online. You know what I'm saying? So, open up. Pursue that which is calling you and try to... Spirit is saying, when you get afraid, when you get anxious, when you get nervous, whatever way that fear, you know, filters up through you, be with it. Don't try to bank it. Don't try to shout over it. Don't try to hide it or be ashamed of it. Talk to it. Be with it. Stay with yourself. Where do you feel the fear or the anxiety rise in your body? What does it feel like? And if you stay with yourself and you put your hand on the part of your body where you feel it, if it's in your heart, if it's in your throat, if it's in your gut, be with yourself physically, emotionally, mentally. And you'll notice that as you just sit with the feeling and in the feeling, it dissipates a little bit. It loses a little bit of its iron grip, because things grab us with an iron grip when they think like, you're not paying attention to me, you're not even noticing me, you're not even, and it's like, okay, fear, I hear you. Or okay, sadness. What do you need to tell me? What are we feeling right now? And then we find it. And then we be with it. And that gentle attention starts to loosen things. Anything that was knotted up can be loosened. And anything that can be loosened can be completely unraveled. So if you're wanting this new life, if you're wanting to release something, being with yourself and whatever the uncomfortable feeling is the first step to actually stepping away from it and unraveling from it. We're a little knotted to it right now, okay? Now, looking over at money, jobs, prospects, and projects. This is where I feel there needs to be some release. I want to be, I want to say, first of all, Five of Pentacles can indicate just plain like not enough money and like too much work, not enough money, whether it's literally I don't have enough money to cover my bills, or it's just like y'all are working me so hard and this is the paycheck that I'm getting for how hard I'm working. This is horseshit. I just want to say, for any of you who do feel like you're going without, or you're working really hard for like what feels like very little payoff, I want to encourage you to, again, be honest with yourself, because that's the first step to making the change. Ace of Swords represents a swift, fast, like a strong, the winds of change are at your back. So it's like, do you have something you need to say? Do you have a contract you need to cut off? Do you need to have a contract you need to initiate? The Ace of Swords can be used for cutting. It can also be used for beginning. What do you need to broach? What conversation do you need to have? What truth do you need to tell so that you don't feel like this anymore? Is it, hey partner, I need help? Or hey community, like I need to change the way we're doing some things? Or what? What truth do you need to tell, first to yourself and then to anybody else who might be involved that can help share the burden with you? Because the Five of Pentacles can indicate a little bit of a why me feeling. And, you know, Virgo, like you guys can have a little bit of a reputation for martyring yourself, for like, you know, the servant, right? The service-oriented sign. And sometimes that can turn into my whole identity is how I am or am not serving people. And Spirit doesn't want that to be so. There is so much more to you, so much quirkiness and so much intelligence and so much humor and a lot of things that Virgos don't get enough attention for, frankly. Like, it's like, oh, you're analytical and reserved. Okay, like, you're a lot of things. And you're allowed to be all of the things. And so if you're putting yourself in any boxes or you're feeling boxed in by anyone or anything, it's a really good time to initiate a conversation or initiate a change. Okay? Okay. Speaking of initiating conversations and change, frankly, coming over to relationships. Eight of Cups. This is what I was saying. There's a sense of releasing unhealthy habits, and that's what Spirit is saying is like unhealthy relationship habits. So if you have been a people pleaser or like someone who is committed until the other person really wants the commitment and then you run or whatever, like Spirit's not judging or blaming anybody. We all have our hang-ups around relationships and around emotions and giving and receiving. And Spirit is saying specifically, it's like, a lot of you, this is related to the Five of Pentacles martyr thing of like, if you're bending and breaking your back so that somebody else can feel comfortable, like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, if they love you, then they wouldn't want that to happen. So don't hide it from them. Like, and because if you're, listen, Spirit just giving me a little bit of a word, Virgo. So like, please do not feel personally attacked by this. This may not go out to every single Virgo that is listening to this, but there's a Virgo that needs to hear, if you're hiding the fact that you have needs and then being resentful that you don't get your needs met, that's a conversation you need to have with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, do I know what my needs are? Have I made my needs explicit? Is there something that's holding me back from doing that? What is it? Just, you know, use that, you know, again, you're famous for the analytical thing. So let's, King of Swords, let's analyze this. What are my unhelpful or unhealthy, you know, energy exchange, hang-ups? Or am I a people pleaser? Am I an overgiver? Am I an undergiver? Am I like, what do you want to release? What do you want a refreshing new emotional start in? King of Swords says, use that brilliant mind of yours. You know, let's not forget that the Ace of Swords showed up in the middle of your reading, and here's the King. You wield it well. Use your mind, use your words. I don't always say analyze your emotions, but this is a good time for that. Analyze your emotions. Where is this coming from? What does it mean? What is it trying to tell me? Spirit is being funny, and they just said, remember that we said analyze, not analyze, as in get real anal retentive or turn into an asshole. Either one, okay? Okay. Spirit loves you, Virgo. Trying to lighten up your heart. There's some very good change possible and a feeling of like, finally I'm getting what I deserve. Finally, now I get to receive and I get to enjoy and I get to rest, okay? Give yourself that opportunity. You are worthy. You are worthy of taking up space. You are worthy of having needs. You are worthy of sometimes not being completely like fun and easy person to be around. We all have hard days. It's okay for you to feel a little fucking tired. Okay? Hey, it's David. Welcome, welcome, David. You are just in time for Libra. I hope that that was helpful, Virgo. Some energy is gaining momentum, so don't be afraid to release other things because it gives more room for more momentum. All right. Now, Libra, we are going to start by pulling a Catalyst card for you from the Moonology deck. Looking at what Spirit wants to make you aware of, what they want you to give spark and attention to this week for your highest good. Greatest joy, greatest love, liberation, fulfillment, Spirit. Spirit, what does Libra need to know this week? What is their catalyst? If they spark this, good things come. Wow. Okay. All right. We'll talk. Okay. Overall focus and energy, Spirit, for Libra. Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, Libra Dominant folks. What do you want to tell Libras this week, Spirit? Overall focus and energy. What do you want them to be aware of? Their highest good, greatest joy, greatest fulfillment, greatest sense of self. This is what Spirit just said, so that's interesting and makes sense regarding Libras who can get a little bit lost in the sauce of like their partnerships or their friendships. Something to keep in mind. Let's keep going. So when it comes to money, Spirit, money, projects, work, jobs, there's some good ass questions. Some good ass questions. Listen, whenever I give a reading, Spirit, like I always have good stuff to take away, even if it wasn't for my sign. So I was like, oh, that is a good idea. I should do that too. Thanks, Spirit. So I'm glad you're getting something. Okay. So Spirit for Libra, when it comes to, did y'all see that flip out? Okay. When it comes to money, projects, budget, what do you want Libra to be aware of for their highest good? Okay, interesting, interesting, interesting. Finally, Spirit, when it comes to love, connections, friendships, family, Spirit, what do you want to highlight in the realm of love for Libra this week? This week, what do they need to know or be aware of for their highest good? Okay. Ooh, let's go. Jeez. Okay. Okay, Libra. You ready? Take a big deep breath and surrender to the divine. Surrender to the divine. Overall focus and energy. First card up, Seven of Swords. Walking away from battles that are not yours. Walking away from situations that contribute stress and not a lot else. Taking what's yours and leaving. Cutting your losses. Where would you benefit from cutting your losses? Are there some things that you would like to prune off of your tree? Hey, hey, Adela, welcome, welcome. You know, let me tug Finley over here. Finley actually just got a haircut recently. Yes, I named my plants. So this little fiddle leaf fig just got a haircut recently. Got trimmed, a few leaves had to go. It's spring. So Spirit is bringing this up because in springtime, we prune our plants because then they have all of that energy that was directed toward, you know, keeping that leaf alive, taking water over here, making sure there's sunlight. Suddenly, all of that energy is freed up and it contributes to growth. It contributes to sudden expansion and like a growth spurt. And that's what Spirit is talking about for you. So, when we see the Seven of Swords, don't worry. I know that this can bring up some scary stuff for a lot of people. I actually don't feel anything scary about this, especially side by side with this. Been taken on a lot. You maybe been trying to do all of the things and all alone. And I feel like you are getting permission to clear the decks a little bit. What really matters? What am I really prioritizing? Because Nine of Wands indicates that you're on the edge of something great, like completion, arrival is what Spirit just said. And cutting a little bit of baggage out of your life is going to help you get there that much faster and with that much more energy. You know, carrying all 7 of these swords all the way to my destination is going to tire me the fuck out. How am I going to party when I get to my destination if I'm tired as hell? You want to have some energy for you, and you want to have some energy for life. And frankly, Spirit is saying people can smell the energy of somebody who is no longer having a good time. Like, so if you are an artist, if you are a public facing person, if you do creative work, you'll notice that when you are at your best and feeling energetic and excited and creative, that other people seem to respond with the same type of enthusiasm, versus when we grind out something because we feel like we just got to grind this phone call or this project or whatever out, people tend to react to it with a little bit of like, okay. Energy attracts energy, like attracts like. So if you're not loving it and it doesn't feel authentic and aligned with you, give yourself permission to at least think about letting it go. I'll put it like that. If you can't let it go, and thinking of just letting it go scares the fuck out of you, my partner, my lovely assistant, gave me a really good, we were talking about the thermostat. So if you were here for the live readings last week, you might have heard me talk about my literal and figurative thermostat. And this idea that if we've been living with people who give us about 35 degrees Fahrenheit of love, then somebody coming in and loving us at 75 degrees can feel like, oh my God, this is way too hot. This is like uncomfortable. I just want to like bundle up and get the fuck out of here. Like this is not okay. But when you turn things up by little degrees, you know what I mean? Then you might not want to bolt. So make small changes. Just think about, what would I, in theory, like to cut out? Maybe in theory, you'd like to cut out a day or two at your job or whatever. And maybe, yes, you can't do that this week. But you can start to think about it and start to feel what your energy does when you think more about it. I want to do this. I want to try that. I get really excited and feel very expanded inside when I think about that. Listen to your body. That's the other thing Spirit is saying. We'll talk more about why in just a second. But first, I would like to take you over to an inspiring set of cards in the realm of work, projects, opportunities, etc. Pursue what the fuck is calling you. Knight of Wands is go with confidence, go loud, go excitedly, and tell everybody about the thing. That's what Spirit is saying. Knight of Wands is like, it is the transformation that is fire. When anything is touched by fire, it undergoes a chemical change. When we are inspired by passion, by love, by creativity, it's like Spirit is like, it's like a person possessed, right? But in a good way, like possessed by creativity, possessed by passion. Ace of Cups says something new is coming, and Spirit wants you to go get it. This is a beautiful combination of cards, quite a compelling, quite a sexy, frankly, combination of cards. So, like, what can I say? Spirit is giving me those kind of words. It's like, this is sexy. This is juicy. This is something you really want, like really want. And if that is so, then you should go for it. Because you've heard me say it before. And Spirit is saying it in card form with surrender to the divine. If something is meant for you, then you've got to chase it no matter what. Even if it doesn't seem to make sense, even if you don't know what the logical conclusion of that pursuit is going to be. If your soul is calling you, listen. Ignore at your own peril. I will say it again. Now, looking at relationships, connections, you have another ace. New beginnings, refreshing energies, new opportunities for understanding is what Spirit just said. Ace of Swords is the truth and initiation. Somebody may broach a conversation. Somebody may call you or message you that you're not expecting. Ace of Swords is usually a little bit of a surprise. Or it could just be that somebody is very forthright. I have a crush on you. Or like, I would like to do this with you. Because Ace of Swords is, it's interruptive, it's disruptive type energy, but disruption is good. Change is good. And especially when I see an Ace of Swords connected to a King of Pentacles, if any of you have been wondering or worrying or waiting on somebody who knows their worth, knows their value, is secure and rooted in themselves, there's a King of Pentacles nearby. Now, you can identify anywhere on the gender spectrum, and you may not consider yourself to be a person who's open to a king. King has nothing to do with sex or gender, everything to do with personality type. So a king manages their money, manages their skills, manages their time, manages themselves. Like, that's what Spirit just said. So some of y'all are over and done with kind of immature love or immature people. I feel like the King of Pentacles is somebody who knows themselves and knows you and knows how to give you what you want. Like, that's just what I'm hearing. And they may literally be, I'm saying he a lot because of the king thing. They may literally be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But even if they're not, this person is very solid in themselves. And there's something very comforting about the energy of somebody who is solid within themselves and speaks their truth. It's like, what Spirit is saying is this person has no stake in lying. Nice to know. This person has no stake in lying. So somebody who is here showing you your value or encouraging you, as the King of Pentacles often does, to go for what you want in the realm of career and money. I mean, I say move closer. Shit. Looks pretty exciting to me. Surrender to the divine. 2 aces in your reading. There's going to be surprises. And this is what Spirit is saying. Letting go of one thing that you know is not good for you or you know you don't want anymore, directly and indirectly leads to receiving new things. So that could be, yes, from the strong end of like, okay, I'm going to leave this partner that I'm with that I don't feel aligned with anymore, or I'm going to leave this job that feels dead end or toxic or etc. When you do that, the world has a way of filling the void. Nature abhors a vacuum. So if you willingly, bravely create a vacuum in your life where you know it's like, sure, this is a placeholder, it's not okay to make people placeholders, or I don't want a job that's a placeholder, or whatever. When you have the courage to surrender to the divine and say, I feel like there's something more, it comes. But you gotta open up, you gotta make room. 7 of Swords. Open up, make room, new things. Okay, Libra. I hope that that is helpful. Beautiful things. Be open. Wow. Okay. And now, let us move to your sister sign. Let's talk to Scorpio. Deep, dark, intense Scorpio. Spirit, what do you want to tell Scorpio this week? We are going to start, Scorpio, with a catalyst card. You are welcome. And absolutely, quality over quantity. Always, God, always. So, Scorpio, we are going to start with a catalyst card. We're going to pull 1 card from the Moonology deck to give you an idea of what Spirit wants to make you aware of, where they want you to direct some of your energy, or perhaps direct away, depending on the message. Spirit, what do you want Scorpio to be aware of and catalyze this week? What energy, what movement, what idea do you want to highlight for Scorpio for their highest good, their greatest joy, greatest fulfillment? Wow. Spirit threw not 1, but 2 cards. Woo! Wow. Holy shit. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to hold on to these, Aries. I'm going to pull your tarot cards, and then we will get into your reading. So, overall focus and energy this week, Spirit, for Aries. Overall oh, well, hello. I'm giving away the sauce. I'm so sorry, Scorpio. I know we're talking to you. But once you see this moon card, you'll understand. Spirit, overall focus and energy for Scorpio. What do they need to know this week for their highest good? Greatest joy, love, truth, liberation, fulfillment for Scorpio. Nice, okay? And when it comes to money, when it comes to money, when it comes to work, when it comes to projects and jobs, Spirit, what do you want Scorpio to know for their highest good? Oof, okay. Okay. Wow. And finally, whoosh, okay. When it comes to relationships, connections, emotions, Spirit, what do you want to tell Scorpio for their highest good? Okay. Ooh. You are in your power, Scorpio. Jesus, I said that before even turning over your last card, just to confirm. Okay, we'll get into it. So here, Scorpio, I was going to pull one catalyst card, but evidently you need to know that not only does a fiery climax approach, but immediately following that, a new start is coming. So what do you know? An end and a new beginning. They always come together, don't they? Some louder than others. And a fiery climax, I do see that for you. Let's talk about it. But first, you and your power. King of Cups. Overall focus and energy for the week. You can show up as a king and be non-binary or female or femme-identified. Has nothing to do with sex and gender. Has everything to do with the personality type. King of Cups is like the counselor friend. The person who you can tell your problems and they stay within themselves. Like, just to make a distinction here, a Queen of Cups might cry with you. You know what I mean? As you're telling your story, and they'll still be super helpful and like emotionally supportive, but they may cry with you, they may reflect with you. Whereas a King of Cups is kind of like a psychologist. It's somebody who can be with you, listen to you, stay with you, whether it's hard or easy, they can be with you. They're not deterred, they're not frightened by how much energy or how much emotion is in the room. They get it. Healer, heal thyself. This is someone who's been through some stuff. So I'd ask Scorpio if this is you or if this is somebody that you know that is around you. King of Cups, Two of Pentacles. I'm feeling, Scorpio, that for the vast majority of you, you're going to identify with this energy. I've been through some things, I've seen some things, I'm not thrown off by intensity or passion. Feels like with the Two of Pentacles, it's a really good time to make some small adjustments based on your intuitive and emotional understanding. Read the room is what Spirit just said, and then make a change. Two of Pentacles is making small, gentle changes, like changing your budget up a little bit. I'm going to cut off this streaming service, and I'm going to put that $15 or $20 toward paying off my debt, or etc., because my goal is to do this, or I want to move to this location. So in order to do that, let me start downsizing the amount of things I have, or donating, or etc. Like, we can get the wheels moving and turning, even if we're not ready to roll all the way out. That's what Spirit is saying. So, time to grease the wheels. A fiery climax approaches, and then a new start is coming. So, let's get the vehicle ready to go. You are the vehicle. Okay, if I'm not making myself clear, and I'm not. Now, let's look at money and projects and jobs, because I get the sense that this whole a fiery climax approaches and a new start is coming. I feel like some of y'all are bored, like just flat out bored. Let's talk money, budgets, projects, etc. Four of Cups indicates a little bit of like I guess a little bit of that. No judgment, but when we're feeling that way, when we're noticing what's not working a lot more than we're noticing what is good in our life, our brains are literally made out of ruts. You know what I mean? Like, when people say you can get into a rut, when you think the same way about something over and over, you literally carve a new wrinkle in your brain. And the little electricity, the synapse that travels through your brain is like, this is the road, because I've built this road. We want to rebuild a new road, okay? Right, Maggie. All of the subtext, all of the footnotes, Scorpio is like. So speaking of, yes, you see a lot, Scorpio, the Hermit. And I feel in a sense that you may need to pull back from looking at what's happening for other people. There might be, and again, I feel like I say this a lot, but it's important that you know there's no judgment, there's no blame, there's no shame in having rough emotions, not fun emotions, not happy emotions, okay? But it feels like some of y'all are suffering from a little bit of like comparison and looking at how they're doing it, looking at like, wow, this is what they were able to do in that amount of time, or blah, 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 and like, look at what I've got. Okay, shut the fucking laptop. Shut the laptop. Dive into your own process and your own project and your own self. The Hermit is know thyself. When you know yourself, everything else becomes easier to understand because you understand the lens through which you're filtering it. You understand like why certain things rub you the wrong way or trigger you, and then you're able to choose how you respond rather than just reacting. So Spirit wants you to kind of dive in and ask yourself, what are you feeling Four of Cups about right now in your life? And again, just a reminder that this is in the sector of work and money and projects and etc. So maybe you've got a project that you're feeling a little bit of writer's block or a little bit of like stalled creativity or etc. Spirit is asking you to dive into yourself and your process, okay? Be with yourself and honor that process, okay? And Spirit is even saying that the Four of Cups can be part of the process. So don't stay in that rut. Don't stay in that rut because it's like, this is what Spirit is showing me. And I wish that I could like animate my thoughts for y'all so I could just show you what Spirit is showing me in real time. So we talked about making a rut, right? In the brain, like a neural pathway. I think like this. I get up every morning and I do this. Good or bad or ugly, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're not judging. But when we do something over and over, or we think something over and over, or we feel something over and over, it creates a trench in our brain. And if you think about walking the same circle, let's just say, literally walking it. And if I walk this circle for months, I'm going to discover that I've created a little rut for myself. Like, oh, like I can fall right into this track. And if I do it for a few years, I've created a big rut. Like, I might not even be able to see over it anymore if I've been walking it that long. You feel me? And if I've been doing it for a long fucking time, it takes a little extra energy to pull myself up out of that rut versus stepping out of a rut if I've been doing it a few weeks or a few months. Does that make sense? Do you feel me? It's going to take a little bit of conscious effort to shift your focus, to notice what's going good or what you're grateful for, or what you want to pour your energy into versus what you don't want to pour your energy into. Think about what you want. Move toward what you want. Spend a little less time thinking about what you don't want. Spend a little more time thinking about what you do and what fills you. What fills and fulfills you. Know thyself. And what fucking doesn't. Super important to know so that you don't drink things that Spirit is saying, drink things that make you feel thirsty, which is a very interesting phrase. Like, fucking somebody hands you a cup of salt water when you're really thirsty, you might give that shit a go. And then be like, oh, this isn't working. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Now, a fiery climax approaches. A new start is coming. Scorpio, you got a good ally. And somebody who will help you see the world. See the big picture. Queen of Pentacles. So this person may be literally an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. They could also just be a person who is quite an earth mother. Generous, calm, enduring, responsible, dependable, abundant, creative. That's the Queen of Pentacles. This person, you two are of different elements, okay? But they blend. They do. Earth and water blend beautifully. So your emotional and intuitive understanding combined with this person's practicality, this person's groundedness, this person's sense of self, that rubs off on you nicely. The way that they know themselves and they're very solid in themselves rubs off on you really nicely, because all water signs, even when we're strong, even when we have a really good sense of self, water is conductive. Like when we're around somebody, we pick up that energy, we're permeable. And being around somebody who's earthy, somebody who gets it, somebody who's grounded, somebody who knows themselves can make us more familiar with the part of us that knows ourselves, more comfortable being straightforward and grounded in who we are, and like, okay, if somebody doesn't like it, that's okay. You feel me? Not that I think most Scorpios are out here looking for approval, but just saying. The world is at your fingertips in the realm of emotions, connections. I can't help but see a King of Cups and a Queen of Pentacles and think that there's a relationship that's really helping you see yourself and the whole world very differently. Somebody who helps you see yourself more clearly is what they're saying. So we're asking you to pull away from like people and things that distract you and deter you and confuse you. But this Queen of Pentacles is someone who actually gives you a stronger sense of self by being around their strong sense of self. I hope that makes sense, Scorpio. And I hope it's helpful. One thing is ending, a new thing is beginning. That is, by definition, the World card. Is like, now that I've been through this and learned all of these lessons, Now I get it. I get why I had to go through X, Y, and Z. Like, because if I hadn't learned those things, like, how I would have never gotten over here to B. Feel me? I'm making it more confusing, aren't I? Okay, let's move on. Let's talk to Sagittarius. Mutable fire. Mutable fire, Sagittarius. We're going to start by pulling a catalyst card for you, Sag, from the Moonology deck. See what Spirit wants to have you start or finish to bring more energy, more fun, more fulfillment into your life. That's always the goal. So Spirit, what do you want to make Sagittarius aware of for their highest good? Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. What do they need to know for their highest good, please, Spirit? For their highest good. Okay. Ooh. I like this. Okay. Oh, God. Cards are jumping. Cards are jumping. Okay, we're here. We're good. Okay, bear with me, Sag. Gonna pull your tarot cards and we will jump into your reading. Spirit, what do you want to let Sagittarius know? Overall focus and energy. Where does it benefit them to put their notice, their energy and focus for their highest good this week? Greatest joy, love, liberation, sense of peace, sense of abundance. And when it comes to money, projects, jobs, opportunities, what do you want to tell Sag this week? What do you want them to be aware of for their highest good? Okay. And finally, when it comes to emotions, relationships, connections, what do you want to make Sagittarius aware of for their highest good? Okay. Okay, Sag, this makes so much sense to me. Let's start with your catalyst card. It's time to take action. We actually just recently had that new moon in Aries, the beginning of the astrological new year. So new moon in Aries energy is, there's all the possibilities. Anything could happen. What do I want to act on? What do I want to do? Now, what did I say? Limitless possibilities. What do I want to do? Overall focus and energy, 7 of Cups and strength. 7 of Cups is tons of options. Which one do I want to take? I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of desires, but gosh, which one do I choose? That's the 7 of Cups. A little bit of muddy waters, a little bit of foggy thinking, a little bit of needing to make a decision. Well, Spirit is saying that knowledge doesn't come, this is gonna sound funny, but it's like, okay, I'll say it like this. Clarity doesn't come through thinking. Clarity comes through doing and through being. So we can look at this idea. Oh, hey, I'm so glad. Hell yeah, Cherokee. So you could be looking at all of your options and you could be thinking, well, part of me really wants to, like, this is just Spirit being, well, maybe this is true for one of you. It's like, I really want to have my own cooking show. I could so see myself as one of those people who's just like cooking and showing people how to do it and like showing off their personality. Okay, awesome. That is a dream you have, right? One among several or many. Now, the way you're actually going to find out if that's for you is not by looking at, other people who are Food Network folks or other people who have cooking shows on YouTube or whatever. You're going to learn it by actually trying to make a video of you cooking. And then being like, oh my God, I love this. I knew I was gonna love this. This feels perfect. This feels amazing. I can't wait to show everybody. Or you're gonna be like, well, that's fucking awkward and terrible. I don't wanna do that. And the beauty is, either way, when you try the thing, when you take action, when you do rather than think about or like conceive of, then you can fucking pull the cup off the shelf, whether it's to keep it or whether it's to say, okay, this one is no longer among my choices. So process of elimination, I know I no longer want that. What do I want? Spirit is strongly using the word embodiment, strength, knowing yourself, trusting yourself. Pardon me, I have to stop my cat from drinking plant water so she doesn't die on the stream. Speaking of big cats that do wild things you don't want them to do. Okay, so Sag. The lion represents the wild in you, represents the parts of you that you can't control. Your needs, your desires, your feelings, right? getting mad, getting depressed, getting lustful, etc. These are all the wild parts of us. They need to be respected, they need to be loved, and Spirit is talking about being in your body. What do you feel when you think about, because we can start there, when you're looking at your 7 cups and you're thinking about your options, how does it make you feel in your body to get into one of those fantasies, like all the way in? Like, if I were a chef, this is what my life would be like. Or if I were a traveling salesman, I would be able to do this, this, and that. That would be so cool. Actually do it. Like, actually try something and see how it feels. Does this feel right? Or does this feel like, no, that's not it? Okay, I'll let it go. Looks like you're doing some letting go. Action is going to bring clarity. Action brings clarity. Knight of Swords, making a change and making it swiftly. And this is quite a Sagittarian card, not just because of the horse, but because Knight of Swords is famous, as you are, Sagittarius, for being blunt, for speaking the truth and speaking it fast. And if it's like, it's time to take action, this is literally like, okay, I'm going to take action. And Two of Pentacles reminds you that, especially again in that realm of like work, money, budgets, what you do for a living, what you want to do for a living, taking action and making a swift change doesn't mean you have to change everything. You can start small. Two of Pentacles. I'm going to change up the way I do my daily routine, or I'm going to, instead of buying this, I use the word like the streaming service example a lot, but it's like, well, something I can let go, a small thing I can let go, and then put that money or that time towards something else. So it's like, let me let go of this streaming service, and I'm going to move it over to get Skillshare every month or whatever, hashtag not sponsored. Because by doing Skillshare, I'm going to build up my skills. I'm going to learn how to do the thing that I want to do so that I can take the action that I want to take. So it's going to be like more worth my time, more worth my money versus a streaming service that is maybe making me feel like I'm sitting on my butt, not taking action. You feel me? Like, Spirit's just saying, Spirit being a little loud this week. We knew they were going to be. Now, looking at the realm of emotions, it's time to take action. 5 of Wands, I actually feel like Sagittarius, and go off, it feels like you probably have a lot of people around you. 5 of Wands is a lot of suitors. It's a lot of opportunities. But 5 of Wands is not the best energy for like, it's, listen, do what you want. If you are into not committing, which a lot of Sagittarians are, no, again, no judgment, fucking go off. If you want something that's playful and something that's not committed and something that's maybe even like a little bit of a polyamorous or solo poly or etc. situation, then go off. 5 of Wands is a little bit of a lack of commitment and just playing around. Some of y'all are fine with that. Others of you, 9 of Cups, you're like, I'm done with that shit. I would rather be by myself and full of myself in the good way than like put myself out among people who are just kind of dicking around and like playing and seeing what they want to do. If you want to play the field, play the field. If you don't want to play the field, sit back and let these people do what they do. Like, don't give them any energy. You sit back and let people show you with their actions, not with their words. It's like what Spirit was saying, like, clarity is not going to come through thinking. Clarity is going to come through doing. So clarity about what other people are feeling for you is not going to come through looking at their words or like, or even like thinking about how you feel about it. It's going to come through, how are they acting? How are they behaving? How are they treating you? And trust that. 9 of Cups says like, I'm good on my own. Wrap it up. True. Thank you, Maria. True. Wrap it up. We ain't trying to get no nothing. No stowaways, no surprises, okay? Wrap it up. I'll take it. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. Ooh, Sagittarius, I hope that that is helpful. I'm losing my booster seat. I'm losing the booster seat. Oh God. Okay, all right, we're here. Just in time to get silly right before we talk to Capricorn so they can judge me. Judge me, Capricorn. Let's go. So Cap, I'm going to shake these up. But before we get into your tarot cards, we are going to pull a catalyst card for you. So let me shake up the Moonology deck. Looks like this. And let's see. What does Spirit want you to catalyze this week? Capricorn. Capricorn at all. What does Capricorn benefit from noticing, being aware of? Jeez, they threw that out. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I mean, Spirit doesn't make mistakes, so I'm just going to ask how many of you Capricorns might have some Sagittarius placements, and then we're going to get right into it. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn. Spirit, what do you want to share with Capricorn? What do you want to make them aware of for their highest good? What energy, what knowledge do you want to share with Capricorn for their greatest joy, fulfillment, love, peace, security, liberation? For their highest good, Spirit, what do you want Capricorn to know? Okay. And when it comes to money, work, projects, efforts, what do you want Capricorn to know this week, Spirit? What do you want to make them aware of for their highest good? Okay. And finally, when it comes to love. Oh dear. Well, this is going to be extra interesting for you then, Big Jen. Finally, in the realm of love, Spirit, in the realm of emotions, friends, connections, family. What does Capricorn need to know? Oh, Cap. Are you doing that thing you do? Are you hiding from your emotions a little bit? Just a little bit? We'll talk. Whew. Wow. Okay. So let's start with your Catalyst card, Capricorn. It's time to take action. But I'm getting a different vibe from this than I did. We pulled that one for Sagittarius, but I'm getting a different vibe. I actually get the sense that you are very much in action, except for this one spot. But we'll talk about it. Let's start here. Overall focus and energy. 9 of Wands, Knight of Cups. 9 of Wands is somebody who's been through it, like has seen a lot, has done a lot, knows a lot, has a lot of strength, but they've been through it, like a little bit beat up, 9 of Wands. So it's like a little bit of wondering when the relief is coming, and this Knight of Cups is bringing relief. Like, hey, did you need some water? You look like you're very hot over here. Take that every which way. 9 of Wands is like ready to receive. Oh, Maria, just some help then. I get it. See, we're going to talk about it because I can see that a lot of Capricorns like don't want to go there right now. And that's part of why I feel like this is poignant. This is tough. I'm not telling you that you need to accept whatever love comes at you. Certainly not, Capricorn. You know yourself and you know your worth and your value, and if you don't, then you need to get on that shit, okay? But I feel like most of you know your worth, and if this Knight of Cups is not up to snuff, then you'll turn them away. But I do feel like somebody just wants to help ease the way for you and bring you some water when you're a little overheated. So don't take it if you don't want to. But like, happy to see that. Happy to see that, Maria. That, especially combined with this next set of cards, I feel like somebody sees you working and sees you struggling and appreciates and wants to help. Looking over at jobs, money, projects, opportunities. 7 of Wands, 4 of Wands. The fight, and then the homecoming, the celebration, the warmth, the ease. 7 of Wands is you have what it takes. Now, I can't ignore, you got the 9 of Wands as the overall focus and energy, and then over here in work, you got the 7 of Wands. These are both cards of fighting. They're both cards of holding, like holding your ground, making sure that you know where you stand, making sure that you're on top of things. You're very much on top of things, and as a matter of fact, especially that Knight of Cups and then this 4 of Wands, I think that somebody actually wants to help you. I think that somebody actually wants to make this a more fun experience for you. Four of Wands is fun. Four of Wands is commitment. It's even called the marriage card. We could just call it the partnership card, especially if we're looking at money, jobs, opportunities. It's like, is there somebody you could be working with? Is there somebody that they do this part and you do this other part? Like, you're great at this and I hate it, and I'm great at this and you hate that. So we'll do it like that. You know what I'm saying? It feels like there's a more equitable and joyful way to do this. And I also want to say with the Four of Wands, it can indicate working from home. And it might be, this is very like specific, but this is what Spirit is saying. Some of you, they want you to make your office, like your home office or your home, the place where you do your work at home, a more joyful place, a more supportive, warm, fun place to be. And I get it. Listen, if it's just a desk and a computer and a chair, which is a lot of Capricorns, like, just, this is what I need, okay? The basics. Just do something to make it a little bit more joyful, a little bit warmer, a little bit more you, okay? Bring a little warmth into it. That's just what I'm hearing. And again, I can't help but notice, like, it looks like somebody else wants to help you warm it up too. So if it feels true and aligned with you, I would say be open to it. Yay! Love to see that, Maria. Now, looking over here in the realm of emotions. Ooh, I love that, Jim. Congratulations. That's beautiful. 4 freaking wands. That's beautiful. Mutual. Love it. Now, Cap, this is where I say some of you might be ignoring your feelings. 2 of Swords. She's got her blindfold on. She's got her swords out, and the ocean is behind her, but her back is to it. Like, that's all a little too much. I'll just look at this way. And I'm not listening and I'm not looking. I don't want to know. I'll just be here. I don't want to make the wrong move, so I'm not going to move. Stalemate. There's no need to stalemate, Capricorn. Make an adjustment. Make an adjustment to the plan. That's going to help like clear your mind a little bit. If I were talking to another sign, I might be like, hey, you need to get into your feelings, etc. If you're not ready or willing to wade all the way into your emotions about what's going on, at least get to the practicalities. At least be in your body. How does this make me feel? Do I feel like I'm growing? Do I feel like I'm stagnant? What do I want to change? What do I want to, I'm going to say again, if I trim a few leaves off of a thriving plant, that gives it more energy to grow taller, to grow lusher, to flourish. So you're not doing anything wrong by making adjustments, changing the plan, trimming a little fat here, adding a little fat over there, okay? Do what feels true and aligned with you. And please, try not to forsake your feelings or think of them as something that's like getting in the way or troublesome. It's like, they're your feelings. Like, they're gonna be with you whether or not. Like, oh, okay, I feel that. And yes, like I would say, Maggie, looking at this, it does look like family is a little bit of a struggle. It's a little bit of like, is this working? And if my strategy isn't working, if I'm not feeling connected, if I'm not feeling close, or I'm not feeling safe, 2 of Swords, I would say, not feeling safe to be open, not feeling safe to be emotional, what changes could I make to feel more safe, to feel more loose? Like 2 of Swords again is like stalemate. So what could I change that would make me feel a little safer to move? And again, Spirit is using that word embodiment. Like when the fear comes or the anxiety comes or whatever, where do I feel it in my body? And let me just be with it. I'm not trying to stamp it out or say like, nope, I don't have time to feel that right now or whatever. I'm actually going to take 5 minutes and just be with my anxiety and be like, oh, my heart is pounding. Okay, like my heart is pounding. I'm sweating. Yeah, I feel really anxious. Yep, okay, I'm feeling anxious right now. And you notice that like when you're actually just with yourself and it's not like, oh, no, I can't feel anxious right now. I can't do this. I'm at work, or I can't do this. I don't want to. That ramps up the anxiety versus like, okay, I feel anxious. Fuck, feel anxious. Okay, feel anxious. When you're with it, it can loosen and you can release. Okay, so don't run away from it. Don't try to bank it. Don't try to block it out, because that's what the 2 of Swords indicates, is like, fuck that. That's too much. I'm going to block it out. You're just banking it And if you dam up your emotions, the ocean of your emotions, and I know many Capricorns and a lot of them have dealt with something like this, if you let the waters build up and build up and build up and you're just like, well, I just have to build this dam bigger, I guess, because these waves keep rising, so I guess I have to keep building this dam. One day the dam is going to break. So better to go over to the dam that you've built and start taking it apart rock by rock and letting your emotions flow. You don't have to do it all at once. It doesn't have to be a big, scary, overwhelming tsunami of emotions unless you wait for something to break down the fucking barrier, the dam, and then it is going to be a tsunami of emotions. Like, you know, you're on the train and you see a mother hug their daughter and you burst into tears. You know what I mean? And it's like, where the fuck did this come from? And it's like, well, God, how are you going to know where the fuck it came from when you're like, God, where did that come from? You feel me? Does that make sense? I hope that that's helpful. I hope that that's helpful, Capricorn. And can I just say, the world has commended you and appreciated you for like getting through it and for like, don't bring that shit into work. You know what I mean? Like, don't bring your personal life into, fuck that. Like, this society honors people for being robots. And like, nah. Spirit does not honor people being robots. Spirit's like, if you were supposed to be a robot, you would have been a fucking robot. You're here to have feelings. Feelings are a part of the human experience, so let's fucking experience that shit, shall we? Okay. And now, as we have gotten progressively weirder, let's go all the way. Let's go full weirdo. Wow, Aquarius, your first card just jumped out. Okay, because Spirit is ready. So Spirit, let's see what you want to tell Aquarius this week. Wow. Jeez. Okay. Now, we're going to pull a catalyst for you, Aquarius, to see what Spirit wants to make you aware of, what you might want to start, what you might want to kick off, what you might want to put some attention toward this week for your highest good. So, Spirit, what is the catalyst for Aquarius this week? What do you want them to know, be aware of, start? Ooh, okay. I'm gonna share this with you in just a second. You got some beautiful energy happening this week, Aquarius. Very, a lot of flow. We love to see that. You're the water bearer. You should flow. Okay, Spirit, when it comes to work, projects, money, career, what do you want Aquarians to be aware of for their highest good, greatest joy, greatest love, liberation? Okay. And speaking of love, what about when it comes to emotions, connections, friends, family, partners? What do you want Aquarius to know, Spirit, for their highest good? Okay. Let's get into it. Whew. So, you know, wow. Okay. I was going to say, I would ask any of you who have Capricorn placements to keep that previous reading in mind, or if you're an Aquarius and you know you have Capricorn placements and you're just tuning in, you might want to go back afterward and listen to Capricorn, because I feel like there's going to be some overlap. So let's talk. First, your catalyst card, Aquarius. The energy is gaining momentum. Gaining momentum. Can we just talk about flow for a second? Can we just talk about flow, Aquarius? And the flow that happens so naturally and so beautifully and joyfully when you know your worth and value and you can rest in your worth and value? Empress, the quote-unquote feminine principle, the yin principle, receptive, magnetic, creative. You are being appreciated this week, and Spirit wants you to really let that in. There's a lot of receive, receive, receive in both of these cards. The Empress herself is the great receiver, and the Ace of Cups. Here's your vessel, overflowing. Did you want some love? Did you need a yes? Did you need an invitation? Here it is. We want you. That's what I'm hearing, is like, we want you, please, here it is. And when you are in flow, Aquarius, everyone in the world does better. And like, I can't wait to pick them and show you more of these cards to explain why I'm saying that exact thing. But even just on its own, you're progressive, you're ahead of the curve, you see things other people don't, and therefore you allow other people to begin to see. It's like we talked about earlier, we used to think a 4-minute mile was like impossible for humans, and then the first man ever broke that 4-minute mile, and then several men and women and people have broken that since. So yes, seeing is believing, but there always has to be somebody who was able to see it before they could believe it, like, or rather, take that back, reverse it, believe it before they could see it. I know I can break a 4-minute mile. I know I can. I'll keep working at it until I do. That's that fixed energy. I know I can. I'm gonna. Spirit is appreciating how ahead of the curve you are. And they're reminding you that when people are ahead of the curve, a lot of the time people don't know art when they see it, or don't know genius when they see it. They think like, oh, that person's a weirdo, or oh, that is so out of step with society right now. And then a decade later, a few decades later, people are like, this changed everything. So, moving over to money, jobs, work, projects, opportunities, start something new. 7 of Pentacles says, how is it working for you right now? Looks like it's time for a change. It doesn't have to be dramatic. 7 of Pentacles indicates you've been working. Now take a step back and look at how things have been working or not working based on that investment. The amount of time, the amount of money, the amount of effort or energy you've invested into what you're trying to do, your plan. How is it working? Is it unfolding? Is it not unfolding? Do changes need to be made? This is a good week to make changes, to start something new. Page of Wands. I'm also hearing for some of you, you're going to get like an auspicious message. And this can come so many ways, especially nowadays that we're all digitally connected. It might be like you've been asking yourself a question or noodling an idea or a project or a topic over and over in your head. And then you wake up in the morning and you check your email and it's like, here's an email newsletter that is like, it's as if this person was just literally writing to me. You know what I'm saying? And Spirit wants you to know that when you have those moments where it's like, okay, that was just for me. Believe that. There's the way that, like, God is beautiful math, okay? And like just incredible intersecting lines that we can not even begin to fathom how this domino tipped that domino and created this big beautiful lotus blossom of an overhead shot, okay? But trust that that is happening, and trust that in your willingness to look at your plan and make adjustments and respond to the messages as they're given to you from the universe, whether they show up in your email or your fucking Instagram or on YouTube or from a phone call. Don't dismiss what feels like, whoa, that's an interesting synchronicity after what I was saying. Don't dismiss that. Don't dismiss magic, okay? When magic keeps showing up to your door and it continuously feels dismissed, like anybody who keeps showing up to your door and knocking and saying, hey, you want to hang out? And you're like, you're not real. Okay, I guess you don't want to hang out. You know what I mean? I'm making a lot of sense today. Okay, so Aquarius, here's the part where I was like, how many of y'all have Capricorn placements? And this is where Spirit is re-highlighting the importance of flow. So looking at relationships, love, connections, family, etc. 2 of Swords, same card that Capricorn had in this position, except you have the water bearer herself. You have Temperance. This is not the Aquarius card, but I mean, look at her bear that water. 1 foot on land, 1 foot in the sea, progressive, ahead of the curve. Temperance is about taking it easy. Temperance, I'm going to say, very similar to what they were telling Capricorn. Temperance moves the water a little at a time. And when you do that, this can stay fresh and drinkable forever because you're introducing oxygen. It's always moving. It never has a chance to grow stagnant and gross and get like a little film on top of it because it's just always going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You don't need all the water in the world. You just need to keep it in flow. You just need to keep it in flow. Oh, I love that, Lori. I love when like we have like specific personal meanings for the cards. Trust that. That's another like, yes, believe that and trust that information that you're getting. So Temperance says you don't have to handle and wade into all of your emotions at once. You're an air sign. It's a little hard for you. You want to intellectualize them. You want them to make sense. And Spirit is like, it's not necessarily going to make sense. Be gentle. Go easy. Moving your emotions and allowing them to move you. Like, and that's what Spirit just said. Like, being actually literally moved. Like, oh, the Spirit's moving me to tell this person they're doing a good job or whatever. Like, and then actually doing the thing that you feel an urge to do. That creates flow. And that's what Spirit is saying. So if you feel like reaching out to somebody, if you feel like saying something, please, like, give of yourself, give of that little bit of love, and you create like a temperance situation. You create like a beautiful flow, a beautiful cycle. Like Spirit showed me a water wheel. So please, Aquarius, don't ignore your emotions. Don't intellectualize them. Take them up. Take care of yourself. Oh, you are so sweet, Jackie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know this one's been, I mean, they're all a little bit long, right? We talk for a long time here, so I appreciate you hanging out for any amount of time. So, be kind to yourself, Aquarius. Give yourself room to have feelings and to process them in a way that feels safe and slow and easy. And Temperance is also telling me there is someone with whom to share that Ace of Cups. There is someone who there's a really beautiful give and take with, and maybe they can help you process some of these emotions, you know? Jackie, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Y'all. Thank you, thank you. Hey, hey. Whoop. Okay. Whoa, geez. Well, Spirit is throwing cards, so clearly they are ready for last, but certainly not least. Sweet, precious, patient Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So we're going to kick off by pulling a catalyst card for you. A card to look at what Spirit wants to make you aware of in terms of something that could change, something that wants to begin, an energy that wants to come into your life. And then we'll pull your tarot cards and see how that message weaves through them. So Spirit, what does Pisces need to know this week, Spirit? What is catalyzing for Pisces? Pisces Sun, a Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising, Pisces Dominant folks. Spirit, what do Pisces folks need to know this week? What do you want to make them aware of for their highest good? Ooh, okay. Well, just go ahead and throw it in. Wow. That is such a Pisces card. Okay, give me just a sec. Pisces, overall focus and energy for Pisces. Overall focus and energy for this week, Pisces. What do you want to make Pisces aware of for their highest good? What do they need to know for their highest good? Greatest joy, fulfillment, love, peace, liberation. And when it comes to money, work, jobs, projects, okay? And finally, when it comes to love, when it comes to connections, lovers, friends, family, Spirit, what do you want to tell Pisces? What is the truth that Pisces needs to know this week for their highest good? You get a bonus card. Okay, let's see what that is. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Pisces. You know, here's my first question, Pisces, is how sure of yourself are you feeling? And if your first response is to kind of maybe judge yourself because you're not feeling sure, I would gently redirect and just, we're not looking for a right answer. We're looking for a true answer, okay? And that's what Spirit is saying. How sure of yourself do you feel? Nothing is yet set in stone is your catalyst card. Mutable moon. When I said like, well, couldn't we be more Pisces? It's not just the ocean. but it's mutable and nothing is yet set in stone. As a matter of fact, I feel like in some ways things are changing at this very moment. So do what a mutable does best. Adapt. Stay present. Overall focus and energy for this week. 2 of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Small adjustments based on inspired information. And that's how Spirit is putting it. 2 of Pentacles is making gentle, small changes in the way that you use your time and money and energy. All Pentacles things. Is this working for me? No, not quite. Okay, I'll make a small change. I'll change this up a little bit, or I'll start trying that and see if that makes a change. Making small, safe adjustments based on inspired information. The Page of Wands is someone who is young, whether in chronologically or in terms of their spirit, like youthful, exuberant, excited, creative, willing to think outside the box, willing to be seen being silly, willing to, you know, as Epictetus said, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The Page of Wands is like, I'm a student. Of course I'm not going to get it right all the time. And that gives them this incredible freedom and this incredible reach, because they're not boxing themselves in with like, I need to be perfect or else like it's not worth it. Take small action based on inspired information. Little changes really benefit you this week, and it does feel like adjustment is important. Adjustment is actually the word that I want to use even more than change. And what Spirit is saying is, if you are in an airplane or a rocket ship, right? Changing just a couple of degrees, like, you know, from the naked eye, somebody might not even be able to tell the difference between this and that. But the difference between this and that can be like from fucking like landed in a volcano to landed on Pleasure Island. You know what I'm saying? So let's aim for Pleasure Island. Let's change by degrees. Those little degrees over time make a huge difference. So don't discount them, and don't set them aside because it feels like they're so small that, oh, that wouldn't even do that much good anyway. No. If you feel any urge to make a little trim or a little change in, again, your energy, your time, your money, listen to yourself, trust yourself, especially a Pisces who's like, y'all do a lot by intuition purely, by feel of the room. Ooh, feels like something weird is happening in here. I'm going to go ahead and go. Or I'm going to change this, or I'm going to do that. Let's talk. Let's look at money, projects, jobs, career opportunities. Again, I'm feeling change your approach. 9 of Wands is I've been waiting a long time, and I'm getting a little tired of waiting. I feel like I've been through a lot, and 7 of Cups is like, I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of things I want. I have a lot of things that I'm interested in, and I feel like it's like a little like overextended, like you've overextended yourself a little bit. That's just what it feels like. So it's like, maybe that's a little too much energy, or like maybe I'm about to even like, I could even be verging on burnout before I've even gotten like to where I'd like to be before I start feeling like I'm gonna burn out. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, I'm still in the thinking stages and I don't want to get like burnt out just in the fucking early stages. Oh, you are so sweet, Lori. Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you. 7 of Cups says there could be a different way of doing it. And Pisces, you are a dreamer. Spirit is actually using that like quite literally. Some of you may benefit from doing some dream work, like dream journaling and setting like an intention or a focus. I would like to know this answer through a dream, or I would like to understand better my situation with XYZ in a dream. So for those of you for whom that resonates, please use that and do that. For others of you, this is what I'm hearing, okay? Is like it's really time to like get real about what it takes to do what you want to do. That's just what I'm hearing. 7 of Cups is like, it looks good, it's a dream. As Thoreau said, it's all right that you've built your castles in the sky. Now put the foundations under them. So if you have a big, beautiful dream and you're like, it's a little misty of how I'm going to get there, but I do have this dream, I think that it's time to get a little more substantive and do it in a way that feels small and sustainable, so that you're not feeling like you have to turn over your whole life and all your habits at once. Small changes are going to make a big fucking difference this week. Okay, now, this is a bit of a doozy, okay? So any Pisces listening, when it comes to relationships, family, connections, want you to take this moment to take a really deep breath, really deep breath, put your hand on your heart, if you so choose, and remember, nothing is set in stone. Keep this in mind when we're looking at relationships and what Spirit wants to talk about here. You had a bonus card, like I said. It may not feel like a bonus, okay? But I'm going to pick up and show it to you anyway. And we're going to talk about it. Relationships this week. My goodness. A lot of fear and a lot of unknowns. Some chosen unknowns. And that's what Spirit is saying. Pisces, you have a particular, I'll say a power for obscuring the truth even from yourself. Like, I don't want to see that they treat me like shit because I really want to stay in this relationship. So let me just not see that. And then we can be happy. But then you're not happy. You know what I mean? You know, Spirit just used the word from Harry Potter, the spell for like making people forget things, like obliviate. And it's kind of like you do that to yourself. Like, obliviate. Let's just forget about that and move on so that we can be happy. So that we can maintain equilibrium. So that we can stay where we are. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's a good idea anyway, and I don't think it's going to work. So, Eight of Swords and the Moon. Known unknowns and unknown unknowns is what Spirit just said, and my God, I'm not trying to be annoying. Eight of Swords is holding back out of fear. It is restraining yourself because you don't want to do the wrong thing or get it wrong or say the wrong thing or whatever. The Moon and the Tower represent that which is outside of our control. Things fall apart. People leave. People disappear. People ghost, right? People do these things, and I would say, like, the natural effect of the, oh wow, Maria, damn. I mean, Spirit be loud. This is a lot, right? Oof, okay, but I was gonna say, Spirit is saying, like, you benefit from making those adjustments because holding yourself back and holding yourself in and being afraid to fuck something up or say the wrong thing or whatever is not going to keep you safe. It's going to keep you small, and it's going to keep you quiet, and it's going to keep you unsatisfied, which ultimately leads to a tower moment regardless. So if it could be the difference between a tower moment that is like, let's just say you and your partner, let's just say you have a partner and one of you snaps at each other, and it's like, that's the tower moment. I thought everything was fine, and all of a sudden, like, you're snapping at me, what the fuck? And you could spiral. Or you could take off the blindfold. You could see your fear of displeasing this person, or of a relationship dissolving, or of like, my family will never talk to me again if I tell them this, or whatever. It feels like there is some information that either needs to be revealed or an emotion that needs to be shared, and I feel like you're kind of afraid that if you tug on that one Jenga block, the whole thing is going to come down. And this is a general reading, right? So the information could be reversed, where there is somebody in your life who wants to tell you something, or, you know, inform you about something, some fear or some hesitation or some insecurity, and I think that they might be afraid that if they tell you that you might dissolve, or you might dissolve the relationship, or you might dissolve the potential, or whatever. So the Moon encourages us to not be afraid of our own feelings. You know, they can be scary. The unconscious ones, the shadowy ones, the ones we don't want to look at. Spirit encourages you to turn around, grab her hand, pull her on up out of the water, and be like, let's talk. What are we scared of? What are we worried about? Is there some horrible eventuality we're afraid we're going to create through our fear or through our lack of action? And that's what Spirit is saying. Well, nothing is yet set in stone, Pisces. So go ahead and make the adjustments you want to make. You can get ahead of a tower, okay? Like, not every time, but if you feel the room shaking, and you look over at your friend or your child or your partner or whatever, and you're like, I feel like something's happening. Let me go ahead and be proactive. Nothing is set in stone. Let me talk to them and see, like, hey, Is there any kind of adjustment that needs to be made? Is everything okay? Same thing with the job. If things feel shaky at the job, get ahead of the tower. Talk to your boss or your manager or whatever and be like, hey, so I'm feeling like I could be doing more, or I'm feeling like I need to be doing less or different or whatever. Have the conversation. Get ahead of the tower. Like, be proactive, and then it's not something that's happening to you. It is something that you are participating in. And if you do indeed decide to detonate the tower and be like, fuck this shit, it's falling apart anyway, I'm not trying to hold this shit together, then okay. And if you want something to hold, then know that it's not set in stone. If something is set in stone, then it becomes like rife for a tower moment. Because things that are set in stone, those things dissolve, all crash. Versus things that are fluid, that are bendy. You know, that mighty oak versus the gentle reed when the windstorm happens kind of thing. One's going to tip all the way over and die. One's going to get blown all over the place, but is going to live to tell the tale. You are going to live to tell the tale, Pisces. So I think that if you're going to live to tell the tale, then you should write your own story. That's what Spirit just said. So go ahead, write your own story. Take control. Speak your piece. That's what Spirit just said. I hope that that is helpful, Pisces. And I hope that, pun ahead, I spoke a little bit of peace into your life this morning. I hope that it's helpful, and I hope that each and every one of you is able to take something forward into the new week and make it better based on your messages, or at least make it more fun, more understandable, more peaceful, etc. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it, and I really, really appreciate all of you who took time to like and comment and even donate. Like, y'all are wild, and I really appreciate it. And a reminder that May 24th, this entire channel will be over, and we will be moving over to Zero's Journey. Link is in the bio in the description if you want to subscribe and get notifications when I start doing that in 3 weeks. So excited. Love to you all. Thank you. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you next Saturday or Friday. See you next Friday. Bye.